Alrighty folks, welcome back to Northern Millennial. Today we are kind of multi-species fishing per se. I'm gonna be pulling the Lindy rig, might be switching it up, not sure yet, see what the fish think. But start out, we got our Lindy rig here, got our weedless bottom bouncer with green spinner, or green spinner, green float. We're just gonna work some weed edges today and see what we can produce. Got some leeches here, grab one of them bad boys, see if we can run out of them today. Last video was not so successful on those, but we'll see how today turns out. New lake and different conditions, not the 4th of July, so the lake's not super busy. It's cooler today and we actually have a breeze, so I'm hoping the fishing's going to be better today, at least in the sense of walleye. If we're just catching bluegill and crappie, I'm fine with that too, but hopefully them walleyes want to bite. I'm going to be using my America rod. Hopefully the GoPro and I actually get it. But then it's a 6.5 foot fast action medium action fast action rod, because we want a sensitive tip for this Lindy rig. See how it goes. Well, caught a bluegill right away. That or a walleye, not sure. Yeah, bluegill. Well, that didn't take very long. Pretty nice one. I think we'll throw him in the live well. Always better get the plug in. Well, as you can see, the leech is pretty effective right now, I guess. Not necessarily the species we're going for, but also don't really have a target species as long as we're catching fish today, because I think we're gonna do catch and cook today, but I don't know if it'll be quite like the other catch and cooks you guys are used to, or ones that I've done so far. So hopefully you guys can hear me over this darn wind too. We're on the wind blowing side of this lake. Had a pickup, pretty sure it's a bluegill again. Pretty sure there was a fish involved there, but there's definitely weed too. Maybe I should just turn this trolling motor off for a second. Yep, there's a bluegill, but we pulled up every weed in the lake too. Pulling off. I get these weeds off before we bring them in the boat. There's another bluegill. Go in there too, buddy. Alright. Well, let's get our trolling motor back on. This wind's blowing us right in these weeds. I think I may have found, I've never actually really trolled this weed line on this lake yet. I have fished this lake a few times, but it's usually for crappie or pike or walleye, never really bluegill. So we might have ourselves a new bluegill spot try out with a bobber one of these days. That's actually not what I was expecting to have. I thought that was a bluegill or something. What do I have? No, just a little northern. Not surprised there. Okay, I brought my tools up. There they are. Alright, let's get this guy unhooked. Alrighty. Just a little guy, but let's make sure he's in the slot. Yep. We're gonna actually keep this northern also for our catch and cook. Minnesota has a slot limit on pike, and in my zone you can keep 10 pike, but you can't keep any from 22 to 26 inches. Had to think there for a second. So any of those pike we have to throw back, and then we can only keep 2 over 26. So he's under 22. We'll keep him. That'll work for what I want to do. Let's see if this is going to be our first walleye. God dang it. Feels like a pike again. Certainly feels like a pike. Let's hope it's a walleye. What are you? Looks like a little pike. Yep. Just another baby pike. Well, not target species. He's going back. I got one a little bit bigger than that one. We'll go back to. We'll put on a new crawler and keep trying. Whatever it is, got it. Pretty sure it's a sunfish. Oh, I lied. Little perch. Just a little baby perch. Alrighty, folks. We are gonna troll with a beetle spin and see if we can get a couple crappie or something. Give it a whirl anyways. I don't know if this, I think it's a fish. Oh, that's a fish. What fish do we have on? This guy's coming right on top of me, trying to catch a fish. Oh, I think we got one of the northerns. Yep. There we go. That's fine. That's alright. Didn't want them anyways. We got ourselves a fish. How do we have reeds? Not sure what we got. I don't feel any fighting. Oh, there, I feel fighting. I think we got one of them loose northerns again. Must have casted it right on its head. Ooh, there we go. Crappie. I'm gonna net him because they're paper thin mounts. There we go. Look at that. We got ourselves a crappie. Roofed a pretty dandy one too. Look at that. Pretty nice crappie. I should have my pump board out. Grab that quick. We'll get a quick measurement on him. Get it wet first. See if he is small enough to keep. Oh yeah, only 12 and a half. We can keep him. Perfect. I wanted one of those too for what we're gonna do. Look at that crappie. God, that's a tall one. A good one. 12 and a half inches though, so he's right in my size range of keeping. I think we have a fish. Yep, that was definitely not a weed head shake. I think we have another northern pike. What kind of fishy are you? Oh yeah, I think you're a northern. That run was pretty northern like. Yep. Works for me. Alrighty. Well, I think good for my day on the lake. We didn't catch a walleye again, but we caught some really nice fish other than the pike all being, 17, 18 inches. But we got some to bring home. So I will see you guys at my house. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the kitchen. We are going to get these fish prepped. We are actually gonna smoke these fish. Not gonna bread them and all that stuff. We're gonna smoke them. I will show you how I do my brine, and then I will show you the smoking process. Let's get started. We're gonna get started. So I got this recipe from my Uncle Jamie, sharing it with you guys without permission, so hopefully he doesn't mind. So what we're gonna do is we have our egg in a shell, raw, not boiled or anything. We're gonna put that in about close to 3 inches of water. You're gonna want it in a bowl or bucket. And then we're gonna take our tenderquick. We're just gonna add some in and then stir it until that egg decides it wants to float towards the surface of the water. Careful you don't break your egg. So if the egg's still not quite floating, just go ahead, add some more tenderquick, and just keep repeating that process till your egg starts to float. Alright, looks like our egg is starting to float a fair amount, so we're gonna just take that out, rinse your egg off, you can reuse it again, and then I will be back with the second part of this. So the next part is brown sugar. Recipe calls for dark brown. All the store had was light brown, so that's what we're going with. This recipe I will link down in the description also. It's not a very complicated one. It's very easy. So we'll get our brown sugar opened up, and we will add 2 cups of brown sugar to it if it wants to come out. Being a pain in the butt. Alrighty, there's 1 cup. Let's get another cup. Like I said, if the brown sugar wants to come out. Alright, there's 2 cups. Now, we'll take and stir that in. Alright, Next thing we're gonna do is add our fish. So, like my bluegill, I left the skin on, and I actually left the scales on, but I flayed them out like a normal fish fillet. We'll just dump them in. Same with our crappie. I just flayed it out like a normal crappie, left skin and scales on. Throw that in there. Now, our pike, I did him a little different. So I took the head off, split down the belly, took the guts out, took out the pooper, and then there's usually like a blood clot bloodline running down this spine. Just take your fingernail, clean that off, rinse it off with water, and then I went through the ribs down through the spine, edge of the spine to the skin, and we will put him in there like that. Now that's all there is to that. Now I will see you guys in 12 hours. Let them rest 12 hours in the fridge overnight, and then I will see you guys in the morning. Alrighty folks, good morning. So our fish sat for about 12 and a half hours. It recommends 12, but I slept in. So all we're going to do is take our fish now, some cold water, rinse it off. Otherwise you leave that. If you don't rinse it off, it'll get really salty. And you might like salty, but I promise you if you don't rinse it off, it'll be way too salty. So just kind of take your hand, rub around the meat, make sure most of that brine is kind of rinsed off. And we'll set it on our towel. We'll just keep repeating that process till every chunk of fish is done. Now that we got all our fish on our drying rack, we will let that rest until you pat the meat and it feels sticky, which probably half hour or so, and then it should be ready for the smoker. When it is when it feels sticky to me, I will meet you guys out at the smoker. Alrighty, our smoker is up to temp. We want our smoker at 220 degrees, and it's ready to go. We kind of got that white smoke phase out, so we got the nice clean burning smoke now. I am putting them on a piece of aluminum foil just to kind of keep the fish oils from dripping down in there, because I don't want to taste fish when I'm doing pork chops or whatever on my pellet grill here. So we will take our fish, place them in. Got a couple scales off of that crappie. Just set them in there nice and spread out from each other. Get our northern here. There. Make sure they're kind of spread out and not touching each other. Look at that. There they are. Alrighty, well, we'll close that, and I will see you guys in an hour. We got our fish all smoked. I turned off the smoker. It's just finishing up its cycle, so we will get our fish off of the grill smoker, I guess. Just kind of scoop it onto my pan. There we go. Get the handle. All right, now we're going to bring it inside and let it rest at room temp for a little while. Then we'll do our taste test. Alrighty, there's our fish. Let's give her a taste test. Well, I've had smoked northern and crappie before. That's pretty good. So let's try some bluegill. It kind of shrunk up a little bit, but let's give her a try anyways. Here we go. Smoked bluegill is also awesome too. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till next time, good luck out there. Be safe. See you in the next video.